Hi, Collective. I was in the mood to do an angel message reading today before I began working on my other channels' readings. And I wanted to utilize this Edgar Casey angelic message deck that is new to me, that I really enjoy. If you don't know anything about Edgar Casey, he was known as the sleeping prophet. And the way he worked with his clients, they would come to him either with a physical or a spiritual ailment that was undiagnosed by their doctors and their spiritual advisors. They would come to him or arrange a time where they would be in their home, usually on their bed, and Edgar Casey would be in his home along with his secretary and on like a settee, right? Taking a nap, going into a trance, and then channeling information from the divine, from God. He was a very religious or spiritual individual, as well as being psychic, but his gifts would allow him, while he was in this trance, to speak out the remedies or describe the maladies and the disease within that patient, that client. And this would go for spiritual as well as physical ailments. So, the first angelic message that came through in one of these trances, as he was working on a client, was Archangel Michael. So, in the 14,000 readings or services that Edgar Casey provided, which are all archived because they were all recorded by a secretary. They're all archived in Virginia Beach at the Edgar Casey Center. There are this many from those readings, the 14,000. There are this many angelic messages that came through. He would also channel information about the Akash, his past lives in Egypt, as well as a whole plethora of esoteric knowledge, history, ancient civilization, certainly Atlantis, Lemuria. That was a tongue twister. Couldn't get that liquid U going. All right, so I'm gonna start out. I hope you're doing well with one message from this deck. Again, there were messages that came through other channelings. This one wants to stick out. Every soul has its companion force ready to help from the throne of the Creator. Every soul has its companion force ready to help from the throne of the Creator. I don't know about you, but I am feeling, my faith right now is being tested on a level that it has not before. Hey, buddy, my kitty cat. Every soul has its companion force ready to help from the throne of the Creator. I have to remind myself to ask for help. God, for my angels, spirit guides, ancestors. This is from Edgar Casey reading number 531-2. L531-2. Maybe those numbers are significant. That's the 5th house, 3rd house, 1st house, and 2nd house of the zodiac I'm referring to. I'm an astrotheologian, so I'm going to be connecting what I know of God and how God and we are all reflected in the stars. He's put it up there for us to reference, to help us, guide us, to grow closer to him or her. There's God and Goddess energy in all the planets that I'll refer to. Edgar Cayce's Association for Research and Enlightenment, the ARE, was founded 90 years ago to help people to explore the ideas and information found in Cayce's more than 14,000 psychic readings. The mission of the ARE is to create opportunities for profound personal change in body, mind, and spirit through the wisdom found in the Edgar Cayce material. ARE does this through opportunities that allow people to engage in self-study as well as gather with like-minded people for education and fellowship worldwide. Trust in and keep your faith in the promise that angels watch over and sustain you, keeping you from fear of any kind. Edgar Cayce reading L5108-1. What was I just saying? Like, my fears recently of disconnection from source, from spirit, from my faith has been trying. But just know that we have angels upstairs who are ready to act in our favor when we ask. Because, right, you have to give permission. There's free will. God has given us free will. But, I mean, and that means that because of that, you have to give your angels permission. You have to ask help. Ask for help. So, bottom of the deck, Angel Tarot, Death card, Scorpionic energy, Pluto and Mars energy. Oh, hope you're all doing well. Please hit that bell to subscribe and get more angelic messages that will help you manage these tough times. And hopefully bring a nice smile to your face as well, and an opening in the heart space we always strive for. Okay, with that, I'm picking up already. You know, it was significant that the cards came out from the Edgar Cayce readings talking about feeling alone. I shared my where I am right now. Death card on the bottom, Pluto and Mars. Mars is action, Pluto is transformation and death. And now just talking about the heart and fear, I think I'm gonna do, let's do 7 angel tarot cards, and we'll look at what's going on in each of our energy centers, starting with the root, or the first house of the zodiac, which is all about the self. Also Mars energy, but it's the house of Aries is the first house. And the first house would be the equivalent to the baby of the zodiac. But it's also known as the leader because it's cardinal fire. It's where our soul first enters our zodiacal chart. And in fact, all 12 houses are a complete 360-degree view of us, because we have the energies of all the signs that are within the houses, plus all the planets that rule those houses, help us understand our emotions, our actions, what drives us, our faith, our fears. So knowing your astrological chart is just going to be one extra layer of knowledge about yourself. That in these times, justice, Libra energy. Libra rules the 7th house of friendships, relationships. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. Some of you might be, this is either an actual court case, or It's spiritual in nature. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is the tree of life. Ten of Pentacles is abundance of a generational nature. All right, we got the Chariot next. Archangel Michael. Oh my goodness. The Fool, Seven of Swords, and Five of Wands. I'm going to take them all. Let's get one more to finish out, and then we'll get in and further clarify the messages. All right. So in the first house, we've got Justice. And it's interesting too, because the first house of the zodiac is ruled by Aries, and Libra, which is here in the Justice card, is Aries' opposite sign. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. Whether that's a court of law, again, or a spiritual court. Justice is in your favor. Wow. Okay. In the Crown. Oh, and that wanted to spit out. My goodness. More on legal proceedings. All right, let me finish up these. Usually I'll do 7 and then I'll do 3 for action. So I'm just gonna finish off this Spirit, and then we'll get into it. You got some powerful cards. We have some powerful cards for the collective out here already. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Heaven is not playing right now. Archangel Michael is not playing. What is going on here? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. First house, Justice, causes innocence to prevail. Second house, this is Taurus energy, and you've got Pentacles, Taurus energy. 10 of Pentacles is actually Virgo, which is the mutable earth energy. Taurus is fixed earth energy, but this is inner and outer work, helps one keep their job, protects against disasters. That's great that word job is in your second house, because that has to do with our money and how we make our money and our resources. Third house, this is about the mind, the left and right hemispheres of our brain, and how we use it to visually manifest things in our physical world. It's like looking at our resources in our second house from our third house and saying, oh, I can do this with this resource that's going to make me money or bring me love or faith or whatever it is that you're after. So that's strong. You got Justice, 10 of Pentacles, which is 10 is a number of completion. And then you have the Chariot. Chariot is card number 7 of the major arcana. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. The Chariot in the tarot is one that has no wheels, so it's a spiritual 7. It's a spiritual chariot, and I always say that 7 and 11 are numbers of heaven. Justice is often the card number 11. And then you have Chariot card in the major arcana, which is card number 7. And then you have the Fool, which is card 0 in the major arcana. This is, for me, North Node energy. So whatever your true north, your destiny, your path, this is the energy from that. It's also my faith card. Will and new beginnings. Will as in the will of the soul. Will and new beginnings, assist with difficult and great undertakings. That's in your 4th house. That's the heart chakra. That's 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer and the moon. Our moon sign, your moon sign, is the energy that you, or sign that you feel that you are. Your sun sign would represent your ego, and then your rising sign is I argue and I promote the idea that it's where Spirit wants us. It's the energy that Spirit wants us to embody in this lifetime. And whatever is on your descendant, whatever sign's energy is on your descendant, that to me is Spirit giving us that energy to keep our backs protected. And that would make sense with this Justice card and what's coming next. So let's say you're a Taurus rising. You're going to have Scorpio ruling your 7th house. 7th house is Libra, Justice energy. Scorpionic energy is Pluto and Mars energy. And it's about transformation. Sex, death, and transformation. It's also the house, the 8th house that Scorpio rules is about intimacy and trust. So moving into the throat space, you have our second 7 in this spread. Knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger and cures epilepsy. God, nurturing and maintaining everything. 7 of Swords can be thought of as, after the 6 of Swords, which is moving away from mental confusion and finding an equilibrium within the self, within the mind. Then 7 would be that higher part of your mental processes, your cognitive functions, working with Spirit, working with the faith of the Fool card that came before it, that's in your heart, working new ideas. And here it's knowledge of good and evil, appeases divine anger and cures epilepsy. That's in your throat space. So I'm picking up that you're speaking some truth. Maybe it is, you're going to be called into this court if it's an actual kind of 3D reality court case that you're going through, or you'll be called to call judgment in the spiritual court on someone or a group, because the next card here in your third eye looks like you're looking at 5 of Wands energy, which is Leo energy. It's I had a vision of that earlier today. I was thinking on the 5 of Wands, and what did I come up with? And normally for me, it is competition. Oh, it might be my new social media card, where there's a vying for positions, either of authority or spiritual clout or weight. Yeah, that's what came through. Politics and ambition wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth. Again, going back to this truth, justice, difficult undertakings, perseverance and success and conflict. In the crown, you've got the 8 of Swords. Truth and justice, protection from enemies, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Maybe you're like me, who have been through a lot. It is Scorpio season. Scorpio is about other people's money, sex, death, and other people's money. It's about inheritances. It's the fixed water sign. So it's very, very, very deep. But it's also ruled by Mars, masculine action, war energy, and then Pluto, which is actually a binary system. It and its satellite work together in this interesting way the heck out there. It takes 248 years for Pluto to orbit around the sun once. 248 years, not 365 days. And the United States is actually experiencing its Pluto return. It's in the solar system in that same spot relative to Earth as it was back when this country was founded. So Pluto's here to bring massive change to every part of our society and culture. And we're seeing that reflecting with, like, in entertainment and Hollywood, the rumor of stars actually coming out and disclosing, opening up about their sexual preferences or their gender expression. Certainly what's going on in politics and with the threat of war. I can go on and on, but what I will go on about is how there's the spiritual war that's going on, and this judgment, and Pluto, the planet Pluto, or the judgment card in the major arcana of the tarot is Pluto. There is the end of days judgment that is going on for each of us. Our faith is being tested, or if we were without faith most of our lives. You might be waking up, if you're watching this and you're in that situation, waking up and noticing that your friends and family who left you long ago were walking towards that knowledge of how to acquire your own faith and walk with spirit from that point on. So I foresee for some of you, those people that you had to leave because you were on your spiritual path, either they attacked you in the 3D in such a way that they set themselves up for being exposed for what looks like crimes. I mean, all of this energy about court cases, again, can be spiritual court or the 3D. But I am picking up it's both, because that's the energy in the cards, and that's the energy on the planet. We have an actual potential end of times war, but then at the same time, there is the United States going through a Pluto return. It will not be the same ever again, nor should it, because that would mean that, look, if we remain resistant to this change, then if you choose to remain resistant, not believe in a higher power, not believe in God or a creator, let's just put it that way, because you might be religious, and that's fine, so long as your connection to God is a personal one, rather than connecting to God or your angels or your ancestors, spirit guides, whomever you pray to and pray with, pray for. Where was I going? Oh, lost my train of thought. Thanks, Onyx. He started batting around the light kit. All right. I want to show you the crown picture. Truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is a time when we individually go in and kind of surround ourselves with all the drama and often negative mental activity. It doesn't have to be exclusively bad stuff, but because 8 is a number of strength, it does, it can be a state or a part of the process that you're in where you do feel stuck, like you do feel hated on, you do feel alone, scared. That's normal. And just know that, I mean, it's Halloween, and there's a lot of spiritual activity. There's a lot of souls who passed on, who are active, because this is our time where our ancestors can revisit us, but also, you know, there are darker energies, or shall I say this: if you're not walking in faith that you're protected and feeling good, then those darker energies can really pull you off track and away from that communion or that reunion once a year that we do with our long lost ancestors and friends and family who've passed on. So I just want to put my heart out there to all my friends and family who passed on, who are surrounding me now, giving me support in this trying time. And I hope the messages in this reading are going to be doing the same for you, because I truly wish that from the bottom of my heart and my toes. So we have up here, I'm going to finish off with 3 action cards. You had the Chariot card, number 7, and then you have the 7 of Swords. Guess what? You got 7 of Cups. On the recent past, or I like to look at these 3 cards as actions for you to take. So 7 of Cups, Scorpionic energy. Contemplation makes the truth known in legal proceedings. More truth. What's coming through for me is I worked for a state agency, and I worked for this state for about 10 years. And in one of my positions there, I was working for one of the divisions, and I became a whistleblower, but I remained anonymous. But the information that I had shared, I was not breaking any sort of confidentiality clause or NDA. I shared a simple fact of something that came to my attention via one of my technicians, and I was operating at that time that I understood that the grounds for this denial were unlawful, discriminatory, and in this case, I assumed then were the statutes and regulations to determine eligibility on this application, which was denied. And I was looking at an appeal for that denial. Where was I going? This must mean something. My throat chakra is fine. Oh, the grounds. Yeah. So I listed all the things in this denial that, to my understanding, should not have been denied. Like, these people should have been paid. But because it was based on a statute that had not been changed, I think this company, this state agency, knew that, and they were acting in a discriminatory manner and getting away with it. So If not, I let it be known to someone I thought was an ally of the LGBTQ community, because they had taken up a case of a same-sex couple that were denied from this agency, from this division. So I shared my story. Again, I didn't break any confidentiality. And then I think it was Vox or it appeared in the national media. And I think a few quotes from the conversation I had with this attorney appeared in it. But of course, my name wasn't. And pretty much everybody at work knew. So then after that, all of the higher ups persisted to make my life hell, or even darker than they had already accomplished by messing with my money and my finances, overpaying me for a year and a half, and then coming to me and I had to repay or had to pay everything back that they overpaid me. When I first noticed the overpayment, I went to both my supervisor, I went to the office manager, who phoned HR or payroll and couldn't get any information back to me. But I went back to my supervisor, and all she could do was like, a shrug, totally setting me up to accumulate all this overpayment, just so that on Halloween, on October 30th of 2016, yeah, she called me in at the office to let me know that payroll would be calling on Monday to arrange a payback of, it was close to like $10,000. And they set me up to do that. I have no doubt. But that was all before taking this new position out of town, but still working for the same division, running this office, the largest office from this division in that state, that would sell twice as many, 3 times as many of the public through my office than the other ones. So there was a lot of responsibility. And when that denial came through, or that appeal came through, I called down and had a talk with several people, and quickly discerned that they didn't give to you know what. Okay, so I digressed a little bit. But I wanted to share that for some reason, and it's probably because, we all share timelines. Some of us are on the same timelines energetically. If this resonates with you, this reading, there's some truth in my sharing my story that is going to resonate with you. And then it's up to you and your spirit, your guides, to take what resonates, that is going to give you an advantage moving forward. Even if it's just a heads up saying, hey, this is the energy that you're about to walk into. This is the gift that tarot brings us. And it doesn't, the cards help. I love this deck, especially if you are into angels like I am. All right, so Seven of Cups, contemplation, makes the truth known in legal proceedings. I think right now it is a time of being quiet and contemplation. Scorpionic energy, it's because things are being changed. You know, in the court of law or the spiritual court, justice is being served. Archangel Michael is on the chariot. The tree of life, ten of pentacles, it's being pruned. Let's just be honest, right? It's being pruned with the Eight of Swords. See that angel taking out the heads of your enemies or non-believers, the unfaithful? This is you, faithful, the fool. This is the best kind of fool to be, because it gives you knowledge with the Seven of Swords and a spiritual, mental clarity, light of God, light of angels. And see how it's interesting how the Seven of Swords is gesturing or maybe handing something over to this Five of Wands. And I said Five of Wands is social media. It's just competition of a egoic nature. It's Leo. Leo rules the fifth house, and Leo energy, if low vibing or average even, it's just very egoic. So, cards of action, Seven of Cups, contemplation, then into Seven of Wands. Our second seven, actually our fourth seven in this deck. Seven of Wands, the expected God, liberation, deliverance from from enemies, both visible and invisible, what I've been talking about. So if you sit here in this scorpionic energy of the Seven of Cups and wait long enough, I mean, do your thing, you know, be happy, try to stay positive as even you are going through these smaller changes that I think are almost molecular in our DNA, and some of it can be off-putting, troubling. Stay strong. You got seven energy behind you. This is moving from contemplation to liberation. And ultimately, card number 17, the Star. Clemency and equilibrium protects against attacks in the courts. Again, we're going back to... And then King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, victory. Grants victory and protection from lightning. Magician. And King of Cups, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Two of Cups. All right. This is clearly a contemplation, transformation into liberation, and then clemency and equilibrium in the courts. So this attorney that I reached out to, I think she partnered up with people in state politics to discredit my statement that I gave to her. So I guess that would be a deposition of sorts, a written deposition. I haven't heard from this person or how it went down, but I think my energy is in that statement, and it's been misrepresented in the courts. So I have faith. Foolish me, that if there was any injustice or defamation of my character, those who did me wrong are maybe just waking up to this fact now, or maybe there is some rulings in the court system for you. This could be work related, this could be family, right? You know, so my story is a work related. You could take this energy and plug it into your situation. That's how you practice discernment. That's how you flex your spiritual muscle, so that you can know what energy is yours and know what is not, so you can leave it behind. And right now in the collective, whatever energy is not of God, it's more of a earthly bound, egoic mess that has a lot to do with attacking one another mentally, attacking truth. Enemies trying to steal the truth from the collective, from the public, to then create whatever story of defamation that is completely untrue. Because here you are, you're in star energy. This is Aquarius energy. We're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. This is about the collective. This is about the collective conscience. This is about philanthropy and humanitarianism. This is about the internet, if I haven't said that. King of Swords on the bottom. This is masculine. This is straight up like justice energy, right? Bottom of the deck and the first card out, Justice and King of Swords. This could be a magistrate. This is a judge. Probably looking at your case and figuring some things out. Truth. I hope you get some good messages coming your way. I truly do. And just remember, your angels are always there. So call out in your state of contemplation that they're asking you to get into. And accept the nurturing and healing that you get from that reaching out. All right, I hope that resonated with you. 4242, as I said that. God bless you. And please like and subscribe so you can receive more messages from me. I love doing this. I hope it helps. And God bless.